Hello and welcome to our third episode of Redefining Classroom. Over the next 30 minutes, we will discuss, ideate, and perhaps talk about how the Indian education system has been rebooted. We'll also talk about how students who are planning to go abroad and how they should really prepare themselves in this new normal. And then with a panel of experts, we'll also throw light on what exactly the Indian education system now needs to do in order to adopt and migrate with the new reality. How will schools ensure that this is not a gap year but a year of change for our students? And what should be the focus area for those who are planning to go abroad and for those who are planning to stay back in India? To discuss this topic, I have with me three people who are considered to be the absolute authority on education counseling. Mr. Viral Doshi, education counselor. Ms. Usha Albuquerque, she is career counselor. And Anshuman Das, he is CEO and co-founder with Career and Technologies. Good evening to all of you. It's a rare pleasure to have you on ET Now. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us.
Mr. Doshi, I guess my introduction was the question in itself. What should students and parents expect for the class of 2020? Everybody is talking about the word new normal, new reboot. What can students do to make sure this is not a gap year, but this could be a year of change for them?
That's a very good question. I think this is a question which has been asked to me so often in the last couple of months. I think if we just talk about the class of 2020 and break it up into two components, the postgraduate students and the undergraduate students. For the postgraduate students, it's a very big challenge because most of them go for 1 year or 2 year programs. And typically, if you're going to have a hybrid model or even an online model, the whole experience of going to a campus life, meeting with people, working with professors is not going to be there. So I'm finding a majority of the people who have got into postgraduate admissions this year for a master's degree are tending to defer the admissions by 1 year and hopefully join next year when things are much better. As far as the undergraduate students go, I think they've got three choices very clearly in front of them. One is to, if they are able to go wherever they need to go, if the visas are available, health is taken care of, flights are available, I think the hybrid model is going to be the norm for the next couple of years to come. So if wherever they go overseas or in India, the hybrid model is going to be there for a couple of years to come. So they can go for the hybrid model and adapt to it and enjoy the college experience out there. A lot of people are hesitant because of health issues and visas not being obtained. There are two choices. Either you continue doing distance learning out here, which is a challenge by itself also, or you do a deferment for a 1 year. Now, again, for me, I would tell them, look here, do what is best for you. I don't think whatever is applicable to X is applicable to Y. So you should do it on a case-to-case basis. If you have to stay back out here and you can't go there, then distance learning is a good option to do. But you have to ask yourself, are you going to be paying this sort of money for a distance learning course? Will you be able to wake up in the night at 10 o'clock and work till 5 o'clock in the morning? So that's some of the challenges that students are going to face. So one of the alternatives is, okay, do distance learning for one semester and perhaps join the colleges next semester. That would be a great scenario if you have to stay back out here. Deferment is also a very big question which is being asked today. Deferment for me is a great option. In a normal year, I would recommend deferment hands down. You go travel, you do extracurricular activities, you do community service, you do research, you learn a foreign language, you do something in music. But the challenges this year with the pandemic is, how do you plan your deferment? Unless you have resources available for you to plan a deferment, I'm very hesitant to recommend a deferment to students. I would rather do distance learning and be used to the college education right up front rather than wasting the time doing a deferment. But yes, if you are able to have resources to help you to do a good deferment, then think of it very seriously, because hopefully next 1 year's time, things will improve and you'll be able to go back to where what you thought you would go and enjoy a college experience. So again, for undergraduate studies, hybrid model, ideal option for me. Distance learning, I would be a bit cautious. Deferment also could be a good option, but a bit cautious. I think on a case-to-case basis, decide what is the best option for you. But what is very interesting coming out for the class of 2020 is a lot more students who are thinking of going overseas are now looking at the Indian option very seriously, because Indian colleges have also tried to adapt to these sort of students. They're offering very interesting hybrid models: 1 year in India, 3 years abroad, or 2 years in India, 2 years abroad. Or a lot of students are even thinking, why not stay back out here in India for 3 years and do your undergraduate degree here. And you remember the old adage, undergraduate degree India, postgraduate degree abroad. That could be something which should come out of this whole pandemic, that we'll be looking at this option very, very seriously also.
Ushaji, the whole charm of visiting a campus is to perhaps meet fellow students, because going to a campus, Ushaji, is more like an osmosis of creativity, talent and sharing ideas. If the whole model is likely to morph towards hybrid learning, and I'm assuming that some part of digital and hybrid learning, which in a sense today has been adopted, is here to stay. Do you think this is going to permanently change the education system, not only in India, but also for students who want to go abroad and are planning to go abroad?
I don't think the hybrid model will be that much changed in India. In India, we have university education, which will continue. And I doubt that, I think because of while we do have a lot of online classes coming on, I think it's all going to be more temporary, because the large numbers of students that are actually attending universities in India do not have access to a continuous online education mode. So many of them may not have, internet or connections. Many of them are unable to even do some of their classes or some of the examinations online. So I'm not sure about